It was a great day when things began today for the final contest of this series. Got grayer as the afternoon passed, and there was a period of time off and on when there was a light drizzle present here, but not at any time enough to hold up the ball game. Right now the ceiling has dropped down and the visibility is very low as we look out toward the East Bay Hills. There was a bright spot on defense at the very outset of the ball game for the A's fans who were in attendance today. The crowd 17,308. Only the second batter of the game, David Wright, was up when the A's fans had their first chance to cheer. There's a swing and a fly ball to right. Swisher, pretty good run, coming over foul ground, dives and makes the catch in foul territory in the bullpen, 15 feet foul, and Swisher turns in a gem on the second hitter of the afternoon.
That was an Eric Burns in right field. Burns, he made a similar catch in left field in foul territory, completely leaving his feet, headlong dive, and came up with it.
Starter Chris Benson came in very effective in his last 6 starts. He was 4-1 with a 2.72 ERA, but he had trouble with the second batter he confronted, Kotze. High drive hit by Kotze to deep center. Beltran going back. He's running out of room. Gone! Home run to the right of the 400-foot mark in center field. Kotze's 4th of the year gives the A's a 1-run lead, 1-0 in the bottom of the first. 7th home run in 51 innings off Benson this year.
And Mark Kotze is so good bringing his hands in. He got a couple of pitches outside. He fouled them. Benson tried to come in. You could just see him pull the hands in, get the good part of the bat on the ball, and drove it out.
Meantime, Glenn retired the first 5 he faced for the afternoon, then faced Brian Daubach. Daubach, the former Red Sox first baseman, who's carrying it up in the International League, now a Mets property, just called up and got into his first National League game of the year today, and he drew a base on balls from Glenn with 2 out in the inning. Diaz hit a hard shot past third base, and it was one of those plays that might have been called either way, an error or a base hit, but it was ruled an error on Keith Taylor, putting runners at first and second, and that brought up Castro, the catcher, Ramon Castro, getting a fairly rare opportunity behind the plate, and he took advantage of it with the bat. 1-0 A's, top of the second, with 2 out. The Mets have Daubach at second base and Diaz at first. Tall right-hander Glenn is set. Outside target, pitch on the way, hammered up the middle, a base hit for Castro. Daubach around third base. Kotze comes up throwing to the plate, and it is not in time. It goes right by Kendall. Backed up, Glenn fires to third. The tag, Ginter gets the tag on Diaz for the out. So it'll be a single, a game-tying RBI, and the 1-5 put-out on Diaz going from first to third. Kidser then with 1 out in the bottom of the second, singled off the glove of Bright at third base. Nick Swisher came up looking to get his first hit of the series, and in fact the last 7 games have been struggling a bit. Worked the count to 2-2. Swisher with a 2-2 pitch coming. Here it is. Swings and drives it. Deep right field. That's on a rope, and that is gone. Nick Swisher blasts the home run. It jumped off his bat and was into the bleachers over the out-of-town scoreboard as he checks in with his 4th of the year, pushing the A's back in front by a score of 3-1 here in the second. And it looked like it was going to be a really fun afternoon for the A's fans here when Scudero and Kendall followed with singles, still only 1 out. But Benson got Kotze to pop up and Crosby to ground out to short and limited the damage in the inning to 2, but the A's had the 3-1 lead. However, the footnote to this is that the A's, through the 6th inning, which would be Benson's tenure for the day, would manage only 1 infield hit the rest of the time he was on the mound. Meantime, Glenn protected that 3-1 lead until there were 2 out in the 4th inning. It looked like he was setting up another 1-2-3 inning, but suddenly things went haywire with his control. He walked Piazza, he walked Daubach, and he walked Diaz. And all of a sudden, the Mets had their foot in the door, but Glenn got the ground ball out off the bat of Castro this time, ending the inning and keeping the A's up by a 3-1 count. But he wasn't able to contain the Tide in the 5th inning. He retired none of the 4 batters he faced. Matsui at the bottom of the order led off with an off-field double down the left field line. And Reyes followed with a base hit to shallow left field, sending Matsui to third. So with runners at the corners, David Wright was up. 2 balls and a strike, runner going, and a base hit to right side through the hole. In comes a run from third, and going over to third is Reyes, who is on the move with the pitch. And Wright working the ball perfectly to the right side as Scudero had vacated his spot to break to cover second base. And it's now a 3-2 A's lead. Nobody out, and runners at the corners. And the dangerous Carlos Beltran coming up. He had been 1 for 10 in the series, and the A's had been successful throwing a lot of off-speed and breaking stuff to him. And in fact, one of the 2 pitches that Glenn opened the at-bat with on Beltran was a breaking pitch, and he was way out in front on the front foot, fouling it off. But on 1-1, he got the fastball he must have been looking for. Beltran hits it high and deep, and that is gone. Way back in right field, deep into the bleachers. Carlos Beltran homers, good for 3, and the Mets shoot in front by a score of 5-3 here in the top of the 5th. Beltran hits his 8th of the year, giving him 32 runs batted in. And that's the end of the line for Ryan Glenn. And he'd thrown 89 pitches for just the 4+ innings, and only 46 of them were strikes. Juan Cruz came on, but he ran into a hornet's nest right away. Floyd singled to right field. Piazza followed with a single to left. Runners at first and second. He got Daubach to ground into a 3-6 force out. With 1 out, runners were at first and third, and Cruz hoping to get the ground ball and double play might end the inning and keep things in order. But instead, on a 3-2 pitch, he walked Diaz and walked himself out of the ball game. Tim Hurricola came in to see if he could ease the situation against Castro, but 1 pitch turned things around drastically. Right now, Hurricola try to induce a ground ball and maybe get out of this with no more damage. First pitch. Swing and a line drive. Base hit down the left field line. Here comes Floyd in to score. He'll be followed by Piazza, and 2 more runs are in. Sliding at second with a double. The ball goes all the way by under the right side, clearing the foul ground, and coming all the way around to score from first is Diaz. And now there are 3 runs in, and Castro winds up at third, and the wheels all came off. And that was to prove to be too large a deficit to surmount for the Athletics. In fact, there was 1 more run tacked on in the 7th inning when facing Tim Hurricola, the leadoff man, Piazza, who of course has homered more than any other catcher in the history of the game.
Lined up by Hurricola, the pitch to Piazza is a drive to deep left center field. Kotze back, he's going to watch, and it is gone. And Piazza killed it to left center, and now it's 9-3 New York.
The A's continued struggling at the plate against Heath Bell in the 7th inning, a 1-2-3, so they had gone 5 innings with only 1 hit and a couple of walks. But in the 8th, against Danny Grays, the former Red, making his 2nd appearance for the Mets, Chavez singled with 1 out and wound up at third base eventually as Hatterberg grounded out. And then with Bobby Kelty at the plate, the A's showed a little life.
2-1 pitch, here it is. Swung on line to left, down the line, base hit, that'll score a run. Trotting home from third is Chavez. Kelty turning at first, going to second with a 2-base hit. A slicing drive down the left field line, and now it's 9-4 New York.
No big alarm bells out yet, but a lot of the fans hoping maybe something special was in store. Ginter tries to provide that.
Kelty takes his lead from second. Ginter waiting with an open stance. And here's the 2-2 pitch on the way. Breaking ball, stroke to right center field. Long run, Beltran in the alley, won't get it. It's by him and goes to the wall. And that'll score Kelty. Ginter pulls up at second with a stand-up double. And now the A's make it a 4-run game. And it's 9-5 New York.
Swisher up. How much more interesting could it get?
And here it is. And it's swung on in a soft liner, right center, base hit. That'll score Ginter from second. He trots home. A soft line drive single to right by Swisher. And now the A's really have a legitimate shot. Bottom of the 8th inning, 2 out. They're down by 3. It is 9-6.
But that was the end of the line as the A's were hoping to get the tying run to the plate, but Scudero flied out to center field. All was left for the ninth inning was closer Braden Looper to come on. Although he walked Kendall to breathe a little more hope into A's fans, he quickly got Kotze and then Crosby on a 6-4-3 game-ending double play. Looper had his 13th save of the year. Jensen had the win, and the Mets got one win out of the three as they head for Seattle, and the A's turn their attention to Philadelphia tomorrow night. We'll be back with the scoreboard and the schedule right after.